What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Premier League Career Mode. It is episode number 9, returns today on the back of the season opener where we made 4 new signings and had an opening day draw away against newly promoted Leicester. Today we are going to wrap up the summer window and we are still going to make a few signings, I am sure, because the budget right now shows we've still got around £28 million remaining with wage budget consideration, so we're not done for transfers yet. And I still believe that João Palhinha is probably going to go as well. We'll have more big games in the league, including the West London derby against Chelsea, Peterborough in the FL Cup, so loads to get through. Let's crack straight on. Yeah, how is he still here? Like, how has no one put a bid in for João Palhinha since the save began? I don't understand it. He's head and shoulders above everyone here, you know? What is a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas? What is João Palhinha doing at 85 overall here in this Fulham team? We're not at that level yet. That's Champions League sort of level. We're not at that level yet. But there is a bid for Bobby Reed and one for, a bid for Kenny Tate, from Sheffield United, who just survived last year, 9.2 mil. We extended the contract last year in December. Wouldn't be against selling him now that Trey has taken his place. I do quite like him as a versatile defender. Sometimes plays centre-half, sometimes plays right-back. So, yeah, turning both of those bids down there. So, no signings thus far to start today's stuff. With that being the case, let's dive into our first game. West London derby. Always fun when you play your first rival clash of a new season. Chelsea at home here at Craven Cottage. Let's get our first win of the season here. Come on, Fulham. Yeah, really, I don't want to sell anyone between now and the end of the window. But if someone was going to go, I'd expect it to be João. I still can't get over it. It's been over 12 months and we still haven't had a bid for a player who is clearly, you know, European standard. It's bizarre. And again, I get it. He's 29 years old. He's no spring chicken. But, Sterling smashes one home. He's not exactly declining. I don't really understand it. But anyway, Sterling with the finish, and the ex-Man City, Liverpool and QPR man gives Chelsea the lead 7 minutes in. Well, this season the board have said it was finished 5th. I said it in the season opener. There's no chance of that happening. Come on, board. Again, we're the joint lowest ranked team in the division. 5th place? Are you serious? Sterling for 2. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. Turning from close range, and he's bagged a brace in 12 minutes. You know, last season we had a pretty decent defensive record. This season, already 3 goals conceded in 2. Now, we brought in Harwood Bellis to the back line. Gabriel Cyrus coming to replace Kearney alongside Palhinha, but yeah, with Leno having his contract coming at the end of the year, he might have won the Golden Glove last season. But I did say I'm considering possibly selling him and bringing in a younger goalkeeper. Both shots on target, quite central, gets nothing on him. Right now, Raheem Sterling is looking like prime Raheem Sterling. That year back in, when was it, it's Cole Palmer, should have made it free. Was it 2018 when he had that incredible year? Even so, right now he is just absolutely dominating, man. I can't stop him. Cannot stop him. Still down by 2, but as things stand, this could easily get to 3 before the break. So we need something to get us back in. It's Anthony Robinson, plenty of time. And it's a first in pro football for Nathan Mason. The next Gareth Bale got a start on his debut away at the King Power. First game at home, gets us back in the game. Chilwell to Chan. Mason wins it. Oh, ref, come on. Over eagerness from the kid, but I don't see a lot wrong with that personally. So we're still down by 1. He's caused Chilwell a lot of problems, to be fair, down that right hand side. But as things stand, this goal is going to be nothing other than a consolation unless we can find a late level. There's still time. Traore's done brilliantly well there. Sarah. Teistelinga. Straight at Kepa. Searching for his first goal for the club. And he always scores against me in FC. Now got a chance to score for me, but so far, haven't been able to get his first. He's coming though, it's coming. Fernandes, Sterling, Lukaku goes down, penalty. Penalty off of Taylor, trying to get it away. And in the end, Lukaku seems to initiate the contact, diving into him. But it's still a penalty. Booking for Taylor. I've got no complaints on the sidelines here. Just seems to sort of bundle his way in there, going for the ball. But it's the right call. It's the right call. Lukaku to wrap it up. Nope, saved by Leno. But all it does is just prevent the deficit widening to 2. Chelsea win the West London derby. 2-1. Did well to get back in it, but in the end, still come up short. 1 point taken from 6. No wins in our first 2 games. And I'll say it again, the board think we can finish 5th this year. I really, really don't understand it. I love being super ambitious. What's that saying? Know where you are. And we're not a Europa League side yet. And as we had a bid here for our Colombian right back out of contract on the end of the season, totally fine accepting that. I don't think Jimenez is going to leave now. So, yeah, if we are to... as Villarreal's B side, I want to take Josh King. This is a really good young midfielder, by the way, so I want to get him out on loan, but is he going to play there? Maybe in the Segunda Division, I'm not too sure. Maybe. Go on, off you go. Off you go. See what you can do out there in Spain, mate. Yeah, if we are going to get rid of Raul Jimenez's salary, we need to swap him, that's for sure. But with no goals in the first 2 games for Ty Stillinger, maybe we should keep him. I guess we'll see. Anyway, following game, Posh at home looking for our first win of the season as we take on the EFL side in the second round of the Carabao Cup. I often say it, when you're waiting for your first win of the season, you need a gimme. You know, you need an easy one. This is this game. Got to make sure we come through to win here. This Fulham team still needs a lot of rebuilding before we get it to a level where I'll be like, yeah, I think we can finish top 5. We're a long way off that. Right now, we're lucky to be top 15. But it's funny as well, because like starting the season off, a budget of 70 mil, it sounds pretty decent, but you know, you've got to realise that with inflation and the amount of transfer fees have risen over the years, 70 million is not worth what 70 million was 6-7 years ago. You know, it's a lot of change since then. And thus, not having a massive budget to work with and inheriting what was already not a great squad. Yeah, this is going to take some time before we get Fulham to where we want to get them to. Ben to Harry Wilson. I've got Iwobi in the middle. Keep going, Harry. That's fine. Totally fine. Rodrigo. Yes, drills it in. And again, for good measure. Fulham strike first with 5 to go. And I said with Rodrigo Muniz, I don't know what his ceiling is, but even though we brought in Delinger and given him the number 9, he had a great end to the season last year, Muniz. I will give him some game time this year. It's not a cert that Delinger is going to be a starter. 1-0 up, Muniz with a goal. So into the final 6 minutes, just trying to grind out a 1-0 victory at home to a League One side. Yep, that tells you exactly where we are right now with this Fulham team. Long way to go in this rebuild. But, do you know what? When you haven't had a win, you take anything you can get. And we definitely will, if we can hold on to it. Harrison deflects it, but the chance remains alive. Oh no. Final kick of the game. And penalties are forced. Goodness gracious, man. I was looking forward to the challenge, but maybe I bit off more than I can chew. This is just straight up not a good Fulham team. Yeah, this is a tough start here at Craven Cottage. I was looking forward to the challenge, don't get me wrong. But man, oh man, we need some serious reinvestment, honestly. Right, let's see if we can redeem ourselves on the penalties and make it into the 3rd round. Harry Wilson, first man up, bangs it in top bins. And we start off with hitting the back of the net. Clark Harris. Oh, Rodak gets a touch but can't keep it out. This is what's made penalties so much harder for me in Issues FC. You'll notice it a lot. Like, I go the right way so often, but I don't save that many. It's what makes it very, very difficult to, right on cue, to win penalty shootouts, man. Oftentimes going the right way, but still getting nothing on it. And even if I do get something on it, sometimes it still goes in, as it's 3-2, 100% from both teams. As your boys take the next one for the Posh. Sends Rodak the wrong way. No one has missed so far. As Ben Shee stands up next for the hosts and sends Jed Steer the wrong way. Are we going to see a save? Or is it going to remain 100%? No, 100%. Alex Iwobi to take the next one. A lot of power on that, but he blasts it in. And it means that Collins must score. Otherwise, we are into the 3rd round of the EFL Cup. Granted, it's not much at stake anyway, but it'll be nice to be able to redeem ourselves after surrendering the goal right towards the end of normal time. Marek Rodak finally saves one, and there we go. Fulham survive, spare their blushes, and make it through to the next round. And after the games we had a bid for Ollie Sanderson here. I want to try and get into an EFL side if I can. We're going to see who we've got in the 3rd round. Fingers crossed another EFL side at home. And we'll be taking on, let's have a look here. It is, well, it's not a EFL side at home, it is away. Bristol City at Ashton Gate. Bring on the Robins. And another bid for Ollie Sanderson. Again, one of the players here who's just not going to make it. At least I don't think so. 20 years old, 63 overall. But I would like to get into an EFL side if possible. Whoops. And his deadline day is fast approaching. You know, as Tanton's deal falls through, I really don't know if we're going to be able to do anything, to be honest, because again, we've got a bit of money. Yes, we might make one sign, but I was hoping we'd sell a few fringe players, raise a little bit more money, and maybe bring in like another 3 or 4 players. But at this point, the financial restrictions are showing. We ain't got the cash to bring in the quality players that are going to make the difference for us, really. It's going to be another tough season this year, I can already tell. Right, let's see if we can get our first league win here. Tough one, though. Following game, Aston Villa away at Villa Park, Champions League side in the game and in real life as well, as we aim for our first 3 points in the Premier League this season. Let's see if we can put on the shock here. Come on, Fulham. Oh, no. Ollie Watkins through out comes Leonard. Oh, why would you stop, though? Why would you... This is so... annoying. Like, why would you stop? It's like, seriously, like... This is what's really annoying me about EA. It's like, clearly this is a known bug. Why are they not fixing it? It's been the same problem since the start of the year. Why are you just jogging on the spot on the 6-yard line, bro? Like, seriously, if you're going to come, then come. Otherwise, stay where you are. It's, oh my goodness. Alright, now I'm starting to get annoyed. Now I'm starting to get really annoyed. I really do not know what it's going to take for us to... Oh, Tice. Tice. One point from 9, no wins in 3. I think the bookies are considering cutting the odds on me being the first man to be sacked very quickly. An overly ambitious board and a poor squad. Yeah, I don't know how I survived this, I really don't. Deadline day is here. But I really don't know what to do. I mean, this is just straight up not a good team, honestly, man. There's a little bit of money remaining in the budget, but that's not going to get us far. About 28 million. I really don't know what to do here. We've got a loan offer for our young Canadian centre-half, who I do quite like the look of, to be fair. I've got a long way to go, though, so we'll send him to Austin, Texas for a couple of years. So Joshua King's going to leave on loan to Villarreal, but I've given up on believing that Jimenez is going to get sold. So with that being the case, we got players here on salaries they don't justify. We've got a poor team that's been asked to finish in 5th place. I'm going to say? I'm going to say trust the process. Forget what the board is saying. Forget what the board is saying 5th place. Just trust the process. Continue doing what we're doing. Bringing in a new core of some okay players, but are younger than the players we currently got. Trust the process and a long-term vision. Oh, and I'm sorry, but this ain't happening. This ain't happening. I'm sorry, but not right now. Calvin, I'll be glad to sell you in the summer, but not right now, bro. I can't. I mean, this will raise our budget quite nicely, but can I afford to sell my best centre-half right now with 7 hours to go on deadline day? I'm going to say to Erik ten Hag, because of the fact that it's deadline day, there's only a few hours to go, we hold all the cards here. Calvin's still got 4 years left on his deal, so unless you want to give me an astronomical amount of money, I'm not selling him. Simple as that. And if Calvin's got an issue with it, he can come to me and talk about it. But yeah, unless we get a ridiculous amount, he's going nowhere right now. If you would have come a month ago, I would have considered it. But with 7 hours in the window, not now. Yeah, this is just straight up not good. Not good at all. I think looking at the squad right now, like I said a moment ago there, you just got to trust the process, really. You know, you just need to keep on adding to the core, bringing in some younger players who can carve out a new identity here for Fulham. And with that being the case, I'm going to look to bring back one of our former youngsters. Yep, Harvey Elliott is still looking really solid at Liverpool. Don't think we're ready to bring him back yet. Absolutely not. Can't afford to do so. But Fabio Carvalho, his career has hit a bit of a wall since leaving Fulham. He's had a loan spell to Stuttgart and Hull City as well. But right now at Liverpool, we don't got a full scout report on the guy, but I'm going to assume he's going to be mid-70s overall. And that would be good enough to be a starter in his team, if not off the bench for Bobby Reed in that CAM spot. So he needs his career resurrecting. He can do that here, back at Craven Cottage. Just bring him in. Yep, Fabio Carvalho moved from Portugal to England at such a young age. and came through the Fulham Academy, really promising youngster, looked fantastic in the Championship. Since moving to Liverpool, never really worked out for him there. And I think I said his loan spell was at Stuttgart. It wasn't. It was Leipzig. But even so, he's a decent youngster. But I feel he's one of those sort of players where he just needs the TLC in order to hit his level. Do you know what I mean? Like he's not the sort of player that I think can excel right now at a big club. I think he needs to move on to like a lower bottom half Premier League side or another spell in the Championship. It was great at Hull this season, the second half of the year, and he just needs that TLC. I'm just looking down, listening, thinking, can I just give Liverpool someone? Do you want Raul Jimenez, Liverpool? Do you want him, senior striker, as a replacement for Darwin Núñez? I don't think so. Is there anyone I can give him to soften the transfer fee? No, I don't think there's anyone realistic there. So with that being the case, because it's not quite worked out at Liverpool so far, we're still going to give them more than what they paid for Carvalho when they signed it. They want Kenny Tate, but I like Kenny, man, so I'm keeping him here. I wouldn't be against giving him Castagne. He doesn't play that often anyway. 28 years old, 76 rated. I'm not necessarily against that, to be fair. We go 6 mil plus Timothy. That's under the market valuation by quite a bit. They do want the Belgian fair. They wanted one right back. They're not going to get Kenny, but they can have him. We'll go 7.25 mil plus the X-Fox, and Liverpool say yeah. But they wanted a right back. They're getting one in Timothy. He's our third choice here, so yeah, I'm alright with that, to be fair. Small fee too. Yep, I am a firm believer that every player is different, some of which need a talking to and to be thrown in at the deep end. Some need an arm around the shoulder and some TLC. For Fabio Carvalho, I suspect it's the latter. A heck of a young player that shows a lot of promise, and clearly he knows how to get it done in the Championship. So far at top level, hasn't quite shown that either in the Bundesliga or in the Premier League, but hopefully now in his second stint at Fulham he will for round 2 here in West London. Welcome back to Craven Cottage. Fabio Carvalho, 22 years old, 77 rating. Again, there's never been any question marks about the guy's talent, man. He's clearly got the ability, but he just needs a manager that believes in him, and I definitely do. So Fabio taking that number 10 jersey. He took number 13 initially, and I was like, no. I believe in you, son. Take that number 10 jersey. I'll keep him on balance for now, but I'm a fan of this kid, and I'm hoping in his second stint here, he's going to showcase just how good he can be. Fabio, welcome back. It's a great deal as well, with Castagne going the other way to soften the transfer fee to the Belgian. Solid defender, don't get me wrong, but third choice here behind Trey and Kenny. So in my opinion, that's a really good deal, because it means we've still got over 20 mil to work with, and still time on the clock as well. So yeah, don't think we're ready for Harvey Elliott to return. Couldn't afford him anyway, but I would say now, possibly a new centre-half or a new left-back. Other than that, I'm okay. Anthony looks as though he's going to stay at left-back, but possibly a new backup because we don't have one right now. After Ballo-Touré was recalled last year. So that's about it, I'd say. If we can get a couple of squad defenders in, I'll take it. And as we get this bid for De Figueroles, the young Canadian, completed here. He's going to go back to Austin FC in the MLS. Totally fine with that. Needs to gain time in order to develop. There is a bid there for Alex Iwobi. Brighton and Hove Albion putting in a bid for the former Evertonian and Arsenal man. And I'm not against selling him, but to be fair, 60 grand a week, that would be a good salary to get off the books there. I'm not against that, to be honest. I really like Iwobi. I think as a workhorse, he really puts a shift in, and he's quite versatile too, playing on the flanks, playing through the middle as well. So I quite like him for the squad. So with that being the case, I'm going to say to Brighton with De Zerbi still there, if you can give me 9 million, in fact, I'm going to go 10 million. That's double the market valuation. You can take him. Again, it's because it's deadline day. If it wasn't deadline day, I'd be more flexible in my negotiation. But you've got to realise, I ain't got time to scout anyone for replacements. So, yeah, unless it's a really big fee, I always think that's the best thing to do. Unless you've got someone lined up already, don't sell. But to be fair, speaking of former Fulham players, well, another player that came out of the academy but hasn't quite made the jump to a big Premier League side, Ryan Sessegnon. I know the injuries have really hurt, but just like Fabio Carvalho, I could see a return on the cards here. 24 years old. Again, haven't got the full scout report, but I'm going to guess, based on the stats and the market valuation, he's going to be mid-70s, and that'll be good enough to battle Anthony Robinson. We brought one former Fulham Academy grad back. Let's bring another one in Ryan Sessegnon as well. So for Postecoglou, not playing him there at left back. Obviously, they got one of my favourite left backs in FC and a player that I'm a massive fan of in real life as well. Destiny Udogie, what a player he is. And I'm going to say to Postecoglou, because he's not going to be first choice there, do you want Raul Jimenez? I mean, I don't really know what to do with Jimenez, to be honest here. Otherwise, he'll just be staying for the rest of the season. There's a squad striker there at Fulham. Would he, at Spurs, would he even get at a game time? I doubt it, really. So with that being the case, forget it. We'll just put a straight bid in of £10 million. And Postecoglou says no, but they would accept one with a sell-on clause of 10%. I'm going to remove the sell-on clause, drop the fee down to 10.5 mil, and this could be an absolute bargain if he recaptured the form he showed in his first couple of years at Fulham as well. We're gambling on the second stint paying off. We're going back about 5-6 years ago now, but I remember watching Ryan Sessegnon tear my Lions apart at the Den in a London derby when both teams were going for a playoff place, and we lost 3-0, but Sessegnon, as a teenager, just absolutely dominated and showcased just how good he is. Another player that's always had the talent but needs the TLC. And in my opinion, he's better as a winger than he is as a left back. The injuries certainly haven't helped. Neither has the position change. But now returning to Fulham, welcome back to Craven Cottage, Ryan Sessegnon. And that is going to be my long-term aim with Ryan as well. Well, you look at the stats here. Yeah, there's no reason why he can't be a wing-back on this left-hand side. His defensive stats aren't that bad. But in my opinion, he would be better going forward on that left-hand side. For now, what we'll do is get the defensive work rate up from medium to high, try and improve the strength and the stamina that are definite areas of concern, but once we've got him that high defensive work rate, then I'm going to phase him back up further up the pitch, where he is, in my opinion, at his best, or he certainly was a few years ago, which is on that left-hand side as a winger. So, yeah, to begin with, high defensive work rate. Once he's got that, we'll phase him further up the pitch. So now down to £9 million, so not quite sure we'll be doing any more business between now and the end of the window. Wouldn't mind keeping a bit in our budget until January as well. But there we go, we are going to see one player leave on loan. That's the young Canadian going to Austin for a couple of years. Keep an eye on him there. But yeah, I think we might be done for transfers. 2 new signings on deadline day, 2 returning players. But other than that, I think we're finished now. And as we set to another bid here for Tanton from St Mirren, again, right now, the problem we have is not a lot of depth at CB. Only 2 official CBs here anyway, even though Tate normally plays there. But a few players that are on the list here. Bayer, who was relegated with Burnley last season. Slightly concerned about the high attacking work rate, but other than that, looks really solid. But also, we got a couple of commentary players here already in Ben Sheaf and Josh Eccles. Bobby Thomas, who, to be fair, came through the Burnley Academy. Tough tackling CB that could definitely plug some gaps. Great jumping, great strength, really high aggression as well. He's an old school centre-half, this guy. And to be fair, I wouldn't mind bringing him in just as a squad defender to plug some gaps. I'm going to sign him for a cheap fee. Yep, stay true to the long-term vision, man. Right now, we know what we want to do. We want to lay down this core. And they want to take back Josh Eccles, who we literally just signed. Sorry, guys, but I fumbled the receipt. I wonder if they want one of my squad goalkeepers. He's never going to play anyway. Stephen Bender. Plus the market valuation. I wonder what they'll say to that. 3 3/4 mil plus Bender, and they say no. They'll take the valuation plus the 1% sell-on clause. But it's annoying because like, what I really want to do is just get rid of one of the players here who I can't sell. It's just so annoying. Like seriously, no one wants these players. No one wants these guys. I'm willing to give them for free, and they're still saying no. They don't want the player. They just want the money. I mean, it just shows you like how inflated those current salaries are when the clubs are like, no, we don't want to take on that salary. We don't want to take on that contract. It was your chief exec that gave the deal out, and we're not taking on that bad contract. These guys have got worse contracts than Mozgov back in the day, honestly. 3 3/4 million for Bobby Thomas. Slightly overvaluation. They're still saying no, so we'll say 3.8 mil. Okay, it'll just be a squad centre half, but it'll fill the gap with only 2 official ones here, and now a new third choice coming in. It's good enough for the squad. This is certainly debatable, but in my opinion, Bobby Thomas is one of the best centre halves in the Championship. Still so young in his early 20s. Came through the Burnley Academy, then signed for Coventry on a permanent deal, but now is heading to the Premier League to join Fulham as a new squad defender. So welcome to Craven Cottage, Bobby Thomas. Yep, lining up with Ben Sheaf and Josh Eccles as former Sky Blues here. And again, he's not the player that's going to be starting in this team long term, but he will get some minutes, and he's the sort of player we want. You know, carving out a new identity here in West London and bringing this guy in for the squad on a cheap deal. In my opinion, this is quite a smart bit of business. So yeah, let's get his stats up as soon as we can. Not too happy about the low pace, but other than that, really strong, good base defensive stats, and really, really high aggression as well. Old school centre half. I think we are probably done for transfers now as our budget sinks lower. 4 hours to go, but unless we get rid of that young fullback Tanton, I think we're done for transfers. Just again, the problem we have is the salary's just too high and don't match up with the players overall. So that being the case, we'll probably just keep them for the year and then release come the end of the season. But that's okay with me. That's all right. This is a second and tough season here with Fulham in terms of what we can do with the budget and the squad we have. But I think we've made the best of a bad situation for Season 2. So the top deals in the window, wow, Man City having a clear out. Both João Cancelo and John Stones leaving. The former to PSG with 65.7 mil, and Stones is heading to Milan, 55.2 mil. And Antoine Griezmann, wow, all the seniors moving in this window, heading to Arsenal for £54 million. 3 new signings on deadline day, 7 new signings for the window. We're rebuilding this Fulham side, and I'm going to say it once again, the mantra needs to be trust the process. It's a long rebuild. It's going to take some time. I just remembered that the scouting actually comes in on the 2nd day of the month this year, not the 1st, as I left it by a day by accident. So we'll see what we got from our first batch of youth scouting for this season. Dexter Holden, that overall was a tease. Could be all right. We'll turn him down and just continue scouting on these 2 goalkeepers here. Oof, James Morrissey could be a very good young Irish forward. We'll keep our eye on him just for now. Do 1 more month worth of scouting, and same with Sean. Oh wow, 2 great young Irish players here, but for now we'll just continue to scout him. And as for Iceland, Peterson could be quite good. Wow, we're finding some really good players in just over a year's worth of scouting here. Some very high market valuations to begin with as well. But again, for the first month, you very, very, very rarely see a player get poached away after just 1 month. So with that being the case, you can always afford, 99 times out of 100 to leave them in the scouting pool for at least another month and see how they look after 2. So no one's going to make the cut from the very first month, but for the academy right now, it's 6 players, it's 5 players in there, sorry. But still some absolute superstar young talents here. This young Welsh centre-half in particular looks good, as does Tom Roberts. Another possible new Gareth Bale. Looking fantastic there with 91-94 potential. Right, let's do one more game and end on this. The Borough away at the Riverside, newly promoted team to the Premier League and statistically the lowest ranked side in the division. If we can't beat Michael Carrick's side here and still have no wins in our first 4 games, then we know for sure, just like last season, it's going to be another year of struggle. Let's see if we can get our first Premier League win here and end today's episode on a high. Come on, Fulham. Going to give all 3 of my new signings Daves as well. Fabio, Ryan and Bobby all stepping into the first team for this one here on the back of our loss to Villa. Just need a win. Just need a win. And once we've got one, I think we can build from that. But until we get one... Oh, as Gabriel Sara almost caught Seny Dieng out. Oh, Carvalho, great work. Oh, brilliant hustle. And a debut assist for Fabio Carvalho. Rodrigo Muniz in for Delinga. Gets his first in the league. Fulham strike first. Johnny Howson through the gap. Trey does really well. Ryan, run. Look at the space, Ryan. Go, off you go, off you go, off you go. Go on, mate. Go on, mate. You may not be as quick as you first looked in your first stint with Fulham, but... yeah, he's still not that quick now. I've got to rebuild his confidence as well as his pace, man. It's going to be as much physical as it is mental with Ryan Sessegnon, I feel. He needs that confidence back. Oh, for now to go. Well in, Sara. And Muniz. repays Fabio Carvalho! Welcome back, Fabio! An assist, a goal, and surely Fulham's first win. What a performance from the young Portuguese forward. It's better late than never for Fulham as they finally get their first win in the Premier League at the fourth time of asking this season and win a massive potential early relegation six-pointer against Middlesbrough. And remember this mantra because we'll be repeating it a lot throughout the season and our tenure here at Craven Cottage. Trust the process. Fabio Carvalho back to his best, an assist and a goal on his second debut as Fulham claimed a big 3 points. But that'll do it for today's episode of the Premier League Career, guys. So massive thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Myself, you'll have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next episode with more big games in the Premier League as we'll play through Sloggy season and the EFL Cup third round against Bristol City away as you try and go on a nice cup run in our second year here at Craven Cottage. Have a great day, much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.